So this is pile 2, or the moon crystal. I love it because it looks like the full moon. So door to value. We were just basically talking about this with pile 1. So, and the channel messages. So talk about the star card, a time of peace and harmony, being open to blessings coming in. Especially going with the Ace of Cups. You know, they were talking about, you know, people, places, things being removed from our life to make way for the new blessings coming in. I feel like sometimes we feel like, oh my gosh, things aren't going my way. Hold on, let me just pull this back more so you can see the full cards here. 1 second. So, you know what I mean? This is, you know, so many things coming in. They were talking about love coming in for the first pile. So it's like, you know, a lot of times, like, you know, we see, like, you know, money, crystals, and everything coming through here. This is, in the Asian culture, gold and red are one of the, like, especially red is a very prosperous, lucky color. So it's just like, you know, going along with that, where it's like, you know, don't think that, you know, the things that are coming for you will not find you. You know what I mean? Or you stopped it or something. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you didn't take advantage of an opportunity. It's like some way, somehow, they will find another way to bring that in for you. Especially if that's where you're putting your energy. 6 of Pentacles, this is going from, you know, the previous card, which is the 5 of Pentacles, where it's feeling like the lack of. This is where things are balancing out. You know, we just came from the Libra full moon. Or the Libra energy of the moon, and it's just like, you know, you will be able to sit there and give to others. This could be showing it during this cycle. Maybe you did a donation in some sort of way. You know what I mean? Because that's where your heart guides you. You know what I mean? You don't have to give the most where it hurts you financially. You know what I mean? I know there in some cultures it's like, oh, you have to give 30% of your income. You really think when we live here that God's going to sit there and say you only gave 5% of your income? You know, you only gave 2% of your income? He knows what you need. He knows that you're struggling. He knows that, you know, if you're a single parent, he knows that, you know, they're talking about gambling debt. All of a sudden came in here. Be mindful of that, because you're not just hurting yourself financially, you're hurting your loved ones. I feel like this is a dad some sort of like a family burden, you know what I mean, because of that. I hope you are able to overcome that, you know. But maybe this is coming over because they're showing completion. So the number 9, you know, this is all about endings, you know what I mean, coming, you know, maybe you've been going through a rough period of time, and then they're like, now it's completion. Their retrograde doesn't end until the 28th. They talked about hangover energy there, you know. So death is about completion as well, leading to the sun. Literally with the energy oracle cards, I got this. I was going through it. I already had my card, so I didn't pull it, but they were showing the sun. They're showing a brilliant idea, you know. So maybe this brilliant idea is part of this financial blessings that come in. Yes, your ideas is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. So, you know, this is like kind of like myself. I couldn't do anything because it was Passover, and, you know, I go where my high guards me. But, you know, when they're saying like door to value, this is the, like, you know, when they're talking about completion, this is the end of you struggling. You know what I mean? Because once upon a time you were, you know, struggling, and now you're able to, you know, this is how they talk about like the universe. I'm going to say universe because I don't want to offend anyone. Universe, Gaia, Mother Earth, Yahweh, Yeshua, you know what I mean? This is where they bless you, and now they're going to use your hands to bless others. You know, it's like, don't forget to pay it forward. Don't forget where you came from. This is where you're able to sit there and keep that, you know, that prosperity moving forward, you know? So it's just like, you know, Passover is all about that, giving it to charitable donations. You know, maybe you're in a situation where you found yourself once upon a time, and, you know, you're going to do everything you can in your power to make sure that this person doesn't have to go through the same struggle you did. You know what I mean? So, again, don't have to do it where it hurts you. You know what I mean? There's no buying your way into heaven. You're judged by your heart. You're judged by your soul. You know, doesn't matter how many times you pray. Doesn't matter how much you donate. You know what I mean? Are you donating because you are empathetic and you know how it feels to be in that situation, and that's where your heart is guiding you to do this? Or are you doing it because you think, oh, you know, everybody's watching me. You know, oh, yay, hip hip hooray for me. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, especially the door to abundance, you're able to help others with this blessing. Completion of the struggle, brilliant idea. So I feel like it's like even though you're blessed with this, I feel like you're going to find more brilliant ideas to make this even push forward even more. You know what I mean? The universe knows how to utilize you because they know your heart of hearts. They know if they sit there, you know what I mean? You know that we're told, you know, and the way that I saw it and it resonated with me, it's like you can even read it in, I read it in the Torah. I don't remember reading it anywhere else, but it's just like you don't have to sit there and go to these places of worship because, you know, a lot of the times they go there to brag. You know, they only go there once a week. They only go there during high holidays, whatever it is, you know, just to brag how great they are. You know what I mean? It's like you don't need to sit there and have an audience for what you do. You can go anonymously. You know what I mean? You don't, with myself, it's like you should not benefit from what you do. You know what I mean? So I don't, you know, I always get that every year. My accountant's like, why don't you have any tax write-offs, like for charitable donations? I'm like, because we were taught not to sit there and benefit from that. And they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to give a charitable donation and benefit from it. That's not what it's about. You know, I did it because that's where my heart is, not because I thought I would get a write-off for it. So I never write it off. I give it because that's where my heart guides me. You know what I mean? That's where Yahweh Yeshua guide me. So I feel like this is where they're saying, you're being blessed. The completion is of a struggle. And you're about to, you know, I feel like brilliant ideas about to soar. Unicorns are a sign of abundance. And this is a golden unicorn, which is brilliant. I love that. I love like that kind of charging forward energy. You know what I mean? Like we're at a completion, but we're getting ready to start something else. So I definitely feel like coming to the end of the month of April, even though it feels like it's December here because it's another winter storm. So it's just like getting ready to move forward. Getting ready. Come over on this side. Sonny always wants to be in the videos. Come on. But it's like you're getting ready to charge forward into this next brilliant stage of your life, you know? So the only one that can hold you back is yourself. Don't let anyone hold you back. You have power over yourself.